Hey guys, Ancient Evil just released, and for the wonder weapons, we're getting these gloves that are associated with different Greek gods. You can get the very basic glove that represents the hand of one of the gods, and then you can upgrade it to the redeemed hand, and that will start allowing you to do charge shots. But you can upgrade it one more time to an exalted hand, and it gives you more ammo. Big shout out to DK Dynamite for letting me know about this and giving me some instruction on how to do it, and a huge shout out to Blade LMAO on Twitch. He's the one that discovered this. Also a huge shout out to Max740 and Honda Riders for helping me go into game and get the footage. There's some basic things you need to do before you get these ultimate upgraded hands. First thing you need to do is build the shield. You will need this for one of the steps. You will obviously also need to get the Sentinel artifact and start unlocking the map, and then you will need to get over to the underground area and open up the Pack-a-Punch. There's a lot of guides on how to do Pack-a-Punch and get over to this area, and I'm not going to go through that. This is specifically on how to get the maximum ultimate upgraded hands. The next step is to acquire the basic hands, and to do this you need to find the dormant handles laying around the map. There's going to be 4 of them, and you do have to do all 4 of these even if you're on solo. You want to take each of the dormant hands to the 4 different altars and place them, and then do that small little lockdown in front of it so that you can just acquire the basic version. Then after you do the lockdown and pick up the hand, you need to do the steps to upgrade it to the Redeemer version that gives you the charge shot. I'm not going to go over the steps for each individual hand to get the Redeemer version. There are a ton of videos on YouTube that are already covering it. But right here I'm just showing you the basic steps for the Oranos hand, and once you have shot the feathers and floated the feathers over to that altar, you go into the portal and you do another little lockdown. Here's the lockdown for Oranos, and then the lockdown for Gaia, and then you need to do the one for Charon and also Hemera. These lockdowns are really easy and they don't last very long, and once you're done it's going to teleport you out, and then you'll be able to be in the map and have the redeemed version of that hand of whatever god you have. Next thing you want to do is head to the Temple of Apollo, and that's the spawn area. There's going to be a cauldron down at the end, and you want to light the cauldron and have the fire going, and then turn the fire into a very bright blue fire. This is called the Eternal Flame, and it's also part of the main Easter egg. And the way that you get the fire going and then turn it into blue flames is to do these challenges right here, and you trigger them with this bowl. It costs 500 points, and you can start the challenges here with this bowl, and there's another bowl in the underground where you build the Pegasus staff. You're gonna have to keep triggering these challenges and completing them to start the flame and then build it up to the blue flames, and we had to do about 10 challenges to finally get it to the blue flame. The challenges are survive certain areas of the map, get headshots, get melee kills, really easy stuff like that. And the more successful you are, the better rewards you're going to be getting. Right here I've got it leveled up to an epic reward. The epic rewards will give you perks, Pack-a-Punch guns, money, the Pegasus staff, and also shield repair. Once you've done enough challenges and you've noticed that the fire is now bright blue, you can go up to it and pull out your spear and just hit your melee button. That's going to stab the spear into the fire and put some fire on it. Keep holding the shield out. If you put it away, that flame is going to go away, and you need to repeat that step. You want to just come to the left right here and look up. There's going to be a cauldron on top of that pillar. Just do the trigger button that you would shoot with. Going to fire that spear and light that cauldron. That step right there is going to allow you to start the next upgrade step to the exalted hands. That's going to give you more ammo. What you have to do now is head to each of the altars and make sure you have the correct hand that is associated with that altar. So right here by the Pack-a-Punch, you need to have the Oranos hand. You need to stand inside the circle right here. You're going to be feeding souls to this altar, and the way that you trigger it to accept souls is you have to kill an elemental zombie with the hand that's associated with the altar. But you need to have the elemental zombie within the circle. For the Oranos hand, you have to have the water catalyst elemental zombie, and you need to kill it again with this specific hand and inside the circle. If you do it correctly, you'll see a soul go into the altar. The next thing you need to do is feed more souls to the altar, and you just have to make sure the zombies are inside the circle. It can be any kind of zombie, it can be any kind of weapon that you're shooting with, and all players on the map can help you. Each altar needs about 15 zombies to complete the altar, and once you do, you're going to notice that the top of the Pack-a-Punch is going to light up to let you know that that one is done. And to move on to the next step, you have to do all 4 hands and have all 4 of these lights lit up. The hand that I just showed you is the easiest because there's a lot of water catalyst, and you can do that pretty much any round. The hardest one to do is the Gaia because you need a fire zombie, and these things are very rare and they blow up on you really easy. So you need a water zombie for the Uranus hand, and you need a fire zombie for Gaia. And I would recommend doing this one first if you're wanting to upgrade these, because you will get a fire zombie pretty early on, and if you mess it up, you need to start working on this one in the early rounds because, again, these guys are rare. Again, make sure the fire zombie's in the green circle and that you kill it with the Gaia glove. And then after that, you guys can kill the zombies with any weapon, and you just have to make sure they're in the circle. And again, about 15 zombies to feed this altar. For the Chimera hand and upgrade, you need an electric zombie. Obviously, you can see how it matches there with the yellow. So water is Uranus because it's blue, and then the fire for Gaia, and the electric for Chimera. Make sure you have the electric zombie in the yellow circle, kill it with the Chimera hand, and then once you've fed the altars, you can move on to the last one. The last hand is the Charon hand, and this one's in the underground area, and you don't have to do these in any particular order, but this location requires a poison zombie. And you can remember that because the poison matches up with the snakes that are underground and the venom or poison that they have. Again, kill the poison zombie in the circle with the Charon glove specifically, and once you've done that, you can finish feeding the souls to the altar. Once you're done there and have fed all 4 altars, you can head to the Pack-a-Punch and see that the 4 symbols on top are now lit up to let you know you're ready for the next step. The next thing you want to do is enter the Pack-a-Punch. It's going to ask you if you want to accept the challenge of one of the gloves, and anybody can accept it, and you're going to get teleported to the original location where you did the first lockdown step for the hand. And this time it's going to be a little bit more challenging because you're going to be getting the special zombies. And for Gaia, you're going to be getting the catalyst zombies and only those. And you're going to make sure and kill all of them before you can teleport out. You can be holding any of the hands when you come in here. You don't have to have the Gaia. And you will not be able to trigger elixirs when you get in here, so just be aware of that. Once you've killed all the catalysts, it will automatically teleport you out. And then it will give you the option to go back into the Pack-a-Punch and do another location for one of the other hands. One thing to know is that you can only do one challenge for one hand at a time. If one player's up doing Gaia, nobody else can go do any of the other locations until they're done. Right here, I left Gaia, and it gave me the option to go back in and start doing Uranus. And for Uranus, you're going to be getting the skeletons only, and this one can be a little bit tricky. And you can see that I have the hand of Gaia in here. You can have any weapons that you want. These mini lockdowns are certainly not difficult, but the skeleton one might be the most difficult of them all. And once you finish the skeletons, it will teleport you out. You can go back into the Pack-a-Punch, and this time I'm doing Chimera. For the Chimera lockdown, you're going to get the Geganese, which is the 6-armed monsters, and you get 2 of them at first, and once you kill them, you're going to get a 3rd one. So you will get 3 total of these guys. These dudes are easy to deal with. You just keep running and shooting. It's really not a big deal. Once you kill all 3 of them, it will teleport you out, and then you can go back in and do the final glove. And for me, it was the Charon glove, and you get Blight Fathers in this location. And same with the Geganese, you're going to get 2 at first, and then once you kill one of them off, another one will spawn in. But these guys are pretty easy to deal with, especially if you have a glove. Once you have all 3 killed, it will teleport you out, and now you can collect the final version and the ultimate version of these hands called the exalted version. The way that you get the exalted hand is to put it in the Pack-a-Punch, and this is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything to Pack-a-Punch them. Once you pull it out, you're going to notice you have more ammo now. It went from 40 shots up to 50, and when you do a single shot, it doesn't do any more damage. You can still only kill 3 at a time with a single shot. The charge shots are the same in the mid-20s. You can kill a whole horde with it. This hasn't been tested in the really high rounds yet, so hopefully it will keep killing really well in the high rounds. I think I'd seen somebody in the low 40s and it was still doing a really good job, so we just need some time to test with it. If you want to upgrade the other gloves, again, just throw them in the pack-a-punch and pull them out. It won't cost you anything. To upgrade these, it's kind of tedious dealing with the catalyst, and that makes it not super desirable to want to do unless you are going to some extremely high rounds. I would never recommend doing these to get into the boss fight because it could take you a while to get them. The problem is that you can't just upgrade one glove. If you want an upgraded glove to get more ammo, you got to do all 4 of them, and on solo, that could be pretty tough. We had everything completed by round 25, but we were struggling with the fire zombie, so we probably could have done this maybe round 15 if we had gotten the first catalyst killed in the circle the first time. We got our first fire zombie and the ability to kill him in the circle on round 11, and that didn't work out, and we missed a few rounds with the fire zombie, so that can definitely push you into the 20s and maybe 30s. DK Dynamite did this solo, and it took him to round 35 to do it. Just trying to wrangle those catalysts can be tough on solo, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next video.